Hello, let me... Okay, this is recording, right? Okay. For some dumbass reason, I looked straight at a light bulb. And now, like, my left eye, Lisa left eye. TLC? I don't know. Do we need to listen to some old school TLC? Not mad about it, but anyway, for whatever reason, like my left eye will not like clear that image, so I can't see. I'm blind. So let me start from the beginning. Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be blindly guiding you on this journey today. That was a Temperance card. Or in this deck, it's Patience. So, okay. I will be guiding you on this journey today. What else? I'm not going to edit out any of this. I think this is hilarious. This is a reading for Libra, wherever Libra is in your chart. And before I totally forget, I would love it if you subscribed to the channel. The last time I looked, I was six people away from getting to 1,000 subscribers, which is a big milestone for me. So I would love it if you were one of those people. It would be even more awesome if by the time you saw this reading, you looked at my subscriber count and it said 1,000 or 1,003 would be great. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about you. Now we're rhyming. This is a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy or what is currently surrounding you. The second card is the energy that's leaving or that is no longer serving. And the third card is the energy that's coming in or just waiting for us to get out of our own way so it can present itself. And then we will clarify each one of those cards with an additional card. At some point, my dog is probably going to sprint in here. It's his dinner time right now. So let me just shuffle a few more times here, and then we'll get your spread out. There he is. For Libra. That feels good. All right. Current energy. We have the 5 of Pentacles. What is leaving? We have the Hermit card. What is coming in? We have the 9 of Cups. Lovely. And to clarify the 5 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Swords. To clarify the Hermit card, we have the Empress card. And to clarify the 9 of Cups, we have the Fool. And then there's the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, even though we're not, reading the bottom of the deck. Let me just make sure everything is in frame because now all of a sudden I'm concerned about that. Okay. I'm glad I looked because one of the lights was casting a glare off of the Hermit card here. Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's just start with the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles talks about lack and scarcity. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time, our energy. How are we investing our time? Where are we focusing our energy and our attention? It's also our physical body, so it has to do with our health. Where are we physically showing up in our lives? basically anything monetary, anything that we place worth on, anything tangible that we can touch in the 3D. So, fives are transitionary energies. I actually woke up this morning at 5:55, which, I'm like, okay. Fives also are soul-directed change, but that is, transition. It's change. It's, moving through something. So I always say, like, especially with the Five of Pentacles, it's nothing to pitch a tent and get stuck in. Maybe you already have a tent pitched, especially with it being the current energy. There's something in here that is speaking to lack, right? Like you could be concerned about your finances. You could be concerned about your health. You could just be kind of in an energy of like uncertainty. Also, maybe you are not receiving the answers that you want to receive regarding your health or regarding something monetarily. Maybe it just also too has to do with some sort of dissatisfaction with your job or how you are acquiring your income, right? I'm throwing out scenarios, of course, take it as it resonates if it does. And also with the Page of Swords, swords have to do with our mind, right? I mean, it's air. So it is very much a Libra energy, right? I don't think it's necessarily specifically Libra, but air is. Pages, I also see the pages as being like the apprentices. They're the newbies, right? So it's like a new idea, a new solution, a new perspective. Swords have to also do with truth and honesty. It could be discovering a new truth, whether that be about yourself or about, this situation. It could also just be how you are perceiving your current energy. Because again, right, air has to do with our mind. I also see swords as being the suit of our ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories or the beliefs that we attach to experiences, to circumstances, to feelings, to literally all of the things, right? And it becomes our personality. It becomes our temperament. It becomes the reason why we do things and why we don't do things. It becomes the way that we operate in our, it's the filter that literally is stimuli. We're constantly taking in information through our eyes, through our senses, and then it goes through whatever the filter is that we've created our whole lives. It goes through that filter of our ego, and then it kicks out a story, right? Whether that story is yours or not, whether it's true or not. Did somebody else implant that story? It's really pretty, like all of a sudden I'm just like, it is actually really pretty overwhelming thinking of that as a whole. So it's interesting because we have this, I keep like, my focus keeps going to this one little feather here that's floating down. And it's interesting because the way that, the cards are out here, it's like floating down from the Five of Pentacles. So whatever is happening with the Five of Pentacles, it's somehow affecting either your viewpoint, it's somehow affecting, again, like how you are perceiving your reality. It could be affecting too, like coming up with new ideas, coming up with, new solutions and getting creative with that. Because I also feel, here comes my little Libra dog too, coming to sit here. Bougie bouge. Because I also feel like pages are really creative. That's when it's like the sky's the limit, right? Like with the Page of Swords, there's no idea that's too big or too small. There's nothing that they won't try. It really is like trying to seek the truth. What are we growling at? Oh. So, right, like there's some sort of like blockage happening here. And that block would have to do with like the physical realm, right? Like it has something to do with all of the things that I mentioned with Pentacles, right? And then we move on to the Hermit, that's clarified with the Empress card. And the Empress is actually Venus, which is one of the rulers, or which is the ruler of Libra. I think I meant to say that Libra is one of the rulers, or one of the, listen, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Okay. That's what I was trying to say. Venus is in Capricorn right now. So it's squaring Libra in some capacity. So like whatever you have in Libra, there is, you know, like again, Venus is going to be squaring that, or it has squared whatever you have in Libra. Squares are just like a little bit of tension. I always kind of think of it as like a kink in the hose, right? Like there might be some energy still flowing through, but that 90-degree angle creates a little bit of tension, or, you know, it kind of prevents the energy from flowing easily. But I've always, like, there was an astrology class that I took a couple years ago, and the instructor said, look at squares as stairs, right? So it's like turning that tension into something positive. So anyway, we have the Hermit card, which is Virgo. So both of these are Earth cards. The Empress is Earth and Air, which is interesting since that's the combination that we have here too. So it's interesting that these two cards are literally the same ish, right? Energy wise, the same-ish energy. So I actually really do think that is pretty profound. Not to mention, they're both major arcana cards. So they're more like heavy hitter, right? So the Hermit card has to do with like isolation, being alone. It also is introspection, right? Like, and what's so interesting about this specific Hermit card is that it looks like this is a door, right? And there's 7 keys. There's 7 keys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, let me just make sure I didn't miss one. Yeah. Because it's a, you know, I'm like, let me make sure there's not like 9. There's not. Unless I can't see it. Anyway, so there's this door, there's all these keys, right? So it's almost really saying, literally the key is in your hand. Like it's like, they can't make it more obvious, right? It's like, try one of the keys. Like one of these 7 keys should, in theory, unlock that door. And, you know, anytime, of course, too, I see doors, I think opportunities. It's like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I don't know if it's specifically a horse. I just like horses. That kind of vibe, right? Like they can lead you to the door, but they can't make you walk through it type of energy. Like you have to do that, especially with your card here too. And especially with your card being represented by the Empress, because it's not like Justice came out, right? The Empress card did. And the Empress card is the divine feminine, but not gender, just the energy of, you know, going with the flow, nurturing something, yourself, whatever. Receiving too, also birthing things, because usually the Empress is depicted as pregnant. But if you're not planning to start a family or expand your family, pregnancy in tarot is about opportunity. It's recreating something in your life. And also too, having the capacity to reproduce something. Opportunities, again, right? Like abundance, love, beauty, you know, whatever the case may be. I'm like, you know, trying to think of all these Venusian like type things. And we also have 2 9s out here. So you might be seeing 9s around just more frequently. 9s are individual completion. I mean, we'll talk about that with the 9 of Cups over here. But if you do end up seeing 9s around, it's like there is some type of completion. Also, not even to mention, since we're talking about that, I was talking about when I woke up at 5:55 this morning, soul directed change, transition, right? Just a message about it. So it's really like, just to wrap up this energy of like what is leaving here. Before I do that, I want to say with the Hermit card, I almost said the Virgo card, but with the Hermit card, it could also even be uncovering something or healing something that has been locked away here too, because it also, it does give this vibe of like shedding light onto something that has maybe been in the darkness, maybe has been hidden. Because again, right, I mean, the Hermit card does talk about healing. It really is like going within yourself and almost kind of like resetting or honoring your own like unique path. I love how these 2 cards, just even the color palette of them is really complementary of each other. Like they look the same-ish to me. So it's like what is behind this door is the Empress card. And with this being in the position of what is leaving, it's almost like trusting what you have discovered, whatever the Empress card is for you, right? Like it doesn't have to be like goddess energy or anything like that, but it's just like really reclaiming your power, really connecting to your intuition, really allowing yourself to be guided by your intuition, to allowing things to come to you, accepting the things that come to you too, because it's one thing to allow, to receive, right? But it's another thing to actually accept. So, it could be that too. I just kind of keep hearing trusting yourself, trusting yourself, trusting yourself, trusting yourself. And then what's coming in, sorry, let me go back to this really quick because my hand was over here, but I'm like still staring over here because I just want to also point out that the Hermit card was the card that came out first. The Empress is clarifying it, right? The Empress is literally standing on the outside of this door, right? So last thing I'll say about this combination is that if you have been in Hermit mode lately, however that looks, it's not necessarily like you have been like totally in isolation or totally separate from people, or I mean, it could be that it could be really diving into your own stuff. But with the Empress card being on the card that's on top of this, right, it's clarifying it. It really does, it's time to come out from behind the door. And really, this door even looks like it's already cracked open, which it didn't look like that before, actually, to me. So we can see like the shadow, on the right side of the door. It looks like it's already cracked open. So I'm gonna trust that message. And like I said, over here, we have the 9 of Cups and the Fool card. Like the 9 of Cups is it's like your wishes coming true, your desires being met. It's also even too, knowing what that is for yourself. Like I said, 9s are individual completion, right? So this is you discovering or really honoring your own desires, following your own passion, literally pouring into your own cup. Because we can see on this card, this mermaid discovered this treasure here, and all these little diamonds are floating up. Like they found the treasure. They opened the lid, right? Like, it really is like a you job. So it's like if you have like been looking outside of yourself, there's nothing wrong, of course, with like, surrounding yourself with loved ones, with friends, with support, with all of that, right? But there's still the inside job thing, because you still have to find that love within yourself, give it to yourself, right? Even accept it from yourself. Like I was even talking about over here with the, receiving and accepting thing, because that outside validation shit, like, it's so fleeting, right? And if we are like constantly in a state of like, I need other people to tell me how I feel, or to validate me, or to, make me feel good about myself, or whatever, like, that is such a house of cards to me anyway, because it's like the smallest little thing can just take you out. So again, with the 9 of Cups, this is you doing that for yourself. It is honoring your desires. Water, right? It's our emotional body. It's our heart chakra. It's our relationship to love. How do we give it? How do we receive it? How do we accept it? Right? Especially like with the Empress card too, like really honoring that within yourself. Even, just honoring that you are worthy. You deserve love, but you deserve your own. You deserve to feel good about yourself. You deserve to say nice things to yourself. You deserve to rest. You deserve to, take care of yourself, to nurture yourself. And then we have this Fool card here too. And I kind of love just even, again, like how this figure, it's like they're blowing the horn towards this 9 of Cups. It feels like a celebration to me. Like, even too, I'm thinking like at the end of a race, a horn being blown or something, like kind of reaching a completion. The Fool is a brand new beginning, though. It really is taking a leap of faith. It's trusting the process. It's surrendering too, because we really do have to trust and surrender in order to take that leap. Like we have to trust that the net is going to show up. We have to trust that the path is going to unfold. It always does, right? But like, it's like literally having to like release some type of control. I always see the Fool card too as being like that the minute before you take that leap, because it's like making the decision, it's making the commitment to do it. It's trusting yourself. This whole reading just kind of has this like overall vibe of trusting yourself and like really, kind of coming back to yourself too. The Fool is associated to Uranus, which is the modern ruler of Aquarius. Pluto just moved into Aquarius. It'll be there for the next 19 years. This could be truly a brand new cycle. And truly, it really is going to be focused on you. Like, you need to be focused on you. And the energy is available here for something new to begin. I love it. I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.